All right, good afternoon. I'm about to play the very first game. So my goal with pen and paper football, my version, house rules of pen and paper football, I'm going to play the 1956 Baltimore Colts season. My goal is to play Johnny Unitas' complete career. I'll only play the Baltimore Colt games, rolling up the opposing teams as I get there. I'll roll up my team to start the season now. But they will all be randomly generated. So I will still play Johnny Unitas' career, but we'll get what we get when we roll them up. And in the off season, I will make these changes in 57, 58, 59, just like that, right? Okay, so first game on the schedule is the mighty Chicago Bears. They were mighty in real life, going 9-2-1. The Baltimore Colts were not so mighty in 56. However, we don't know what kind of Chicago Bears team we're going to get, because I'm going to create them right now. So my changes, this is my homebrew tweaks to, I have a quarterback rating, I have backs and receivers rating, I have an offensive line rating, then I have a defensive line rating, linebacker rating, and DB rating. So I combine receivers and backs into a specialist, and then offensive line doesn't get left out of the equation. So Chicago Bears, let's find out how good Ed Brown is. Ed Brown at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they're going to be at 10, which is +3. Right? Their backs and receivers, this would be Rick Caceres, Bobby Watkins, and John Hoffman. And the receivers, Harlan Hill and Gene Schroeder. It's going to be 8, 9. So their backs and receivers are only a 9, but that's still a +3, folks. Their offensive line featuring Whitkin, Clark, Strickland, Stan Jones, Stud, Gilbert, and wow, 9, 10, 11. So they got an 11 OL. That's also +3. So their offense, folks, their offense will be +9 when we face them. Okay, their defensive line. Now, in reality, this was a pretty strong defense. Hoffman, Williams, George, and Bill Bishop. Their defensive line here, though, only an 8 this year. Again, don't want to look at that as if it's somehow a condemnation of these players. Maybe just a rough year for the coaching staff, injuries, whatever. It's abstract for this season. 10, 11, 12, 13. But those linebackers with Bill, George, baby, middle guard, Hanson, and Joe Fortunato, unbelievable +4 backers. And their DBs with Wallace, Moore, J.C. Caroline, and R.G. Gene Smith is going to be 8. Ooh, this is not the Bears that people would be accustomed to. Their defense score will be 6, 7, 8. All right, so they are made now for the 1956, the 2 games that will face the Bears on the schedule. That's what we're going to be facing. And let's go ahead and roll ours up. Now it's going to be like... this is going to be pain and suffering for me. Rolling up Johnny Unitas, man. Now, Johnny Unitas in real life had 1598, 9 touchdowns, 10 picks. So, again, this was his first year getting a chance to be the lead dog. George Shaw had been the lead dog the year before, and I think the year before that. So let's roll up Johnny U, and let's hope we land the Johnny U that will be a Hall of Famer for 1956. Holy cow, 16. Yes, indeed, baby. That's going to make it easier. Even if we end up stinking and losing, it makes sense. Johnny U won't be the reason. Folks, that's a +5. Let's double check. Yep, +5 for Johnny Unitas. Backs and receivers. Now, this backfield, Alan Amici, L.G. Dupree, and Lenny Moore. Again, a couple of these guys are Hall of Famers. And we're going to get, all right, 9, 10, 11, 12. Beautiful. They're not weak. +3. Now, the offensive line featured Art Spinney, Buzz Nutter, George Prius, Spinney, Nutter, Sandusky, Ken Jackson. So let's hope they're pretty solid. 13. Wow, we're going to have an offense. No doubt about it. +4. So this offense for the 1956 team is going to be 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, +12. That is brilliant. This is the kind of offense we'd see in real life in 1958, 59, 63, 65. But right now, we'll take it as this 56 Colt team in the first year as Johnny U is showing his potential of what he's going to be. All right, their defensive line, again, Marchetti, Donovan, Finn, and Don Joyce. Unbelievable. Oh my God! 16 for the DL. Oh wow, we're gonna end up being champions in my first replay. We got Pellington, Campanetta, and Eggers are the linebackers. All right, 11 to 13 plus 4. And the DBs. This is really what the 1959 team is going to look like. Oh, Lord, 6, 7, 8 must be some injuries. And our defense for this season is going to be 9, 10, 11. Still an 11 with our DBs suffering. DBs are Jesse Thomas, Burt Rekishar, Carl Tassif, and I can't remember the other guy. But there's the Colts lineup right there. All right, folks, let's play some football. And Chicago Bears are a 9 against our defense of 11. They're going to be at -2 today. And we are, holy cow, 12 versus 8 plus 4 at home plus 5. We should blow them to kingdom come. All right, folks, here we go. We got to get our scoring cards ready. So I'll be able to go through these games pretty quick. Hopefully can wrap up the first of 1956 season in about 5 days, 6 days. I could do it in one afternoon if I wanted to play every single game. I'm not going to play any other games unless we get to the playoffs and the NFL championship, and then I'll play those out. But outside of that, I'm looking to see what the Colts will do through Johnny Unitas' career, right? So it's doable. And it gives me a chance to enjoy this Colts team, which I absolutely love. All right, here we go. Weeb Eubank was the coach of this team. All right, here we go. We're going to start with the Bears as they are on the road. And again, I do chart. This will be the Chi Bears. I do chart turnovers and things. So here we go, Chicago Bears with a -2. We're going to get 13 minus 2, 11. They're going to kick a field goal. And that field goal, I can't remember who the dang kicker is. I don't have that written down. I have to get it. They're going to get a field goal of 19. Oh, they drive down to the 12. They settle for a field goal of 19 yards. Do the Chicago Bears. The Baltimore Colts with a +5 is going to be 8. No, shut out. No, 0 points. What happened? Sack, fumble, loss by the defensive line. So their star lineman. That's going to be Fred Williams, hammers him. Or no, lineman 3. 1, 2, 3. That's going to be Bill Bishop. So Bill Bishop hammers him. Star linebacker, that's Bill George, is going to recover the fumble. So it's going to be Baltimore Colts. Baltimore. That's going to be a, man. So how do you stop a great passer? Put him on his butt. Bishop with a sack. Sack and a fumble cause. Forced fumble. And it's going to be fumble recovered by George. Man, that's the first quarter. Folks, it is 3-0. And this is the thing about playing rivals, right? These were conference rivals. The Chicago Bears, no slouch, on the road in Memorial Stadium. So Unitas, Bishop sack, forced fumble, and George recovers. All right, Chicago with a -2. They're going to go 17 minus 2, 15. That's a touchdown for Chicago. A 9-yard pass, Ed Brown. Shy B. Brown, 9-yard pass. 2, and it is the slot receiver. Slot technically would be the flanker back. Flanker back here is going to be Hoffman. So Hoffman out of the backfield, 9-yard strike, and it is 10-0. Baltimore Colts at home against their arch rival. Can Unitas spark the flame with a +5? 5 plus 5 is 10. Field goal. What the hell? A lot. 29-yarder for, oh my God, I can't remember his name. Come on, Jay, I didn't write him down. Oh my God, it's, field goal. Jiminy Christmas. 29-yarder. And that's the quarter. So Chicago's up 10-3. Third quarter, Baltimore Colts +5. There's a Weeb Eubank conversation with the young quarterback, the 23-year-old over from Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh had picked him up, dumped him. He packed up his bags, headed over to Baltimore, where he would change the record books for passing. Here we go. Weeb Eubank and Johnny U. Cerebral. and sober Johnny Unitas have a very serious conversation at halftime about what needs to be done. +5. Oh, 7 shutout. No, why? This is why you love this game, baby. We got a +5 and we can't score points. Baltimore, my God. Big hit, fumble recovered by the DB. So that tells me it was a pass, probably to his top guy. That would probably be, over here. I'm going to say that's Raymond Berry. So it's going to be Berry. Fumble lost. Fumble recovered by the top DB over here. That's going to be, wow. Fumble recovered. So we got 2 fumbles. 1. Okay, let's go Stan Wallace. So Wallace will recover this with a fumble recovered. Holy cow, you've got to be kidding me. And we're going to be shut out in the third. -2 for the Bears for their third quarter. 5 -2 is a shutout. That's good news. Intercepted, linebacker 3. Over here, linebacker 3. That's going to be Pellington, Campanella, Doug Eggers. It'll be Eggers as he has an interception. So it's going to be Shy B. Brown. Intercepted. Must have been like a 3rd and long. He tried to zip it out of the back. Intercepted by Eggers. Linebacker. So he tried to dump it down to a back. Picked off. 4th quarter, folks. Nobody scored after the halftime break. 4th quarter. Ironically, it is only 10-3. Baltimore, with one good roll +5, could score multiple points to win the game in a comeback. Here we go. Matter of fact, I should roll Chicago first because Chicago's leading. So let's do it. Johnny, you would have the 4th quarter comeback. So Chicago Bears going to roll to start the 4th quarter, -2. 19 -2 is going to be 17. That's a touchdown for the Bears. Quarterback run, TD. No, that would have been Johnny U, but we would only tied the game. Wow, Chicago's Brown with a 12-yard run, TD. PAT is good. And, folks, that makes it 17-3. We must roll. Oh, my God. We have to roll. We can tie it on a 23. We can, obviously, we would win it on a 20. No, we tie it on a 23. And 24 and 25, we'd win it. So we need to roll a 20 +5 or 19 +5, we'd win it. So 19 or 20, 10% chance that the rookie, Johnny Unitas, is going to send the Baltimore fans through the roof with an amazing comeback against the arch-rival conference champ Chicago Bears. 16 +5, 21. They're still going to score 10 points in the 4th. Baltimore's going to get a field goal. 31 yards. Johnny, you will get the ball back late and score a touchdown. Pass touchdown at 24. Baltimore, it'll be Unitas with a 24-yard pass to, and it says tight end, second tight end. We're going to go with a second tight end. I'm going to go ahead and go with, I don't have my second tight end on here. I'm going to say Mutt Scheller. The guy did catch 6 TDs in real life, so we're going to go with Mutt. Mutt Scheller, PAT. Browns rushing touchdown, and we scored 10. Folks, 17-13. Chicago will be 1-0. We will fall to 0-1. Johnny Unitas has a forced fumble, lost the ball, but no other turnovers. Brown threw an interception. But fortunately, Unitas in the final moments of the 4th got them to score 10. They were able to get into position to score 10 points, but it wouldn't be enough against who will become a 9-2-1 conference champs. However, we're going to get to play them again, and that 9-8 ain't going to fare as well the second time. I promise we're going to put up some points. I cannot believe that we were shut out in 2 quarters. Man, we were shut out. Fumble lost by Raymond Berry. Caught the ball, and the DB recovered, so Berry would have had to catch it and get popped. Wallace scooped it up. Brown then threw an interception, fortunately. And there it is. That's game 1. It is 7-11-26. And this is the first game of my Johnny Unitas career playing pen and paper football. I will be rolling up the teams for the season. As I meet the teams, I will roll them up. I've already rolled up my Colts, so this Colts team is amazing. Plus 12, plus 11 should win us the title this year. I mean, the odds that I'm going to roll up another team as good, but here you go. Here's an example. We were plus 5 to minus 2 and lost. So I say that, but we should at least be the winningest team in the league with that. I would imagine we're going to win a lot of games, but if that D20 keeps betraying me, it's going to be a rough year for the rookie. I don't know if he's a rookie. 23 years old. His first year as a starter, Johnny U. He wasn't a rookie, I don't believe, in 23. In 56, was he? No, so it says here he's a 1 year man. He'd already been in the league 1 year, because it would say rookie, I think, if he was a rook. Yeah, it says rook. Lenny Moore was a rookie. Holy criminy. Holy cow. Lenny Moore and Johnny U were young bucks together. Raymond Berry was only 23. So you can see why this team, Johnny U, 23, Amici, 23, Dupree, 24, Moore, 23, Raymond Berry, 23, George Prius, 23, Buzz Nutter, 25, Sandusky, 24. Holy cow, you can see why this offense will blossom into one of the best in football for years to come. Thank you for watching. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.